On the morning of my 40th birthday, I arrived at the cemetery with a lemon cake, a folding chair, and a promise I had carried for 20 years. I thought I would find quiet solitude. I planned to sit by my grandmother's grave, speak to her silently in my mind, and slip away before anyone in my family realized I had left. But as I stepped into Maple Hill Cemetery that day, an unexpected sight stopped me. A man stood right beside my grandmother's headstone, holding a shovel, clearly waiting for me. His name was Walter Beam. He had worked at the cemetery for 35 years. When I approached, he took off his hat and spoke words that sent a chill through me. "Your grandmother knew you would come here on your 40th birthday." I was sure I had misheard him. No one else knew about this private tradition. For 20 years, I had visited my grandmother Rose's grave every June without fail. It was something I kept to myself. My family had long stopped mentioning her, but I never stopped honoring her memory. My grandmother was the kind of woman who remembered everything about everyone. Birthdays, favorite meals, old family tales, and tiny details others forgot. After she passed, I felt it was up to me to keep those memories alive. So every year I brought her the lemon cake she had always loved. That morning, while my relatives were occupied with brunch plans and a family gathering, I stood in the cemetery facing a stranger who seemed to know the impossible. Walter reached into his wallet and took out a small, worn card. The paper appeared older than me. The handwriting was unmistakable. It belonged to my grandmother. The note read, "June 14th, 2025. For Vivian, wait for her, she will come." My hands trembled. My grandmother had written this when I was only 5 years old. Walter explained that back in 1990, soon after my grandfather died, my grandmother had come to him with an unusual request. She paid him to bury something 3 feet behind her headstone. She instructed him never to disturb it, never to open it, and never to mention it unless I showed up on my 40th birthday. "She believed you would be the one who returned," Walter told me. Then he lifted his shovel. I watched as he dug carefully behind the grave. The morning air was perfectly still. The only sound came from the shovel cutting into the soil. Suddenly, he paused. The shovel had struck something solid. Beneath a flat stone lay a metal box. Inside the box was a small blue tin, an old photograph, a faded hospital bracelet, and a letter addressed to me. The photograph hit me hardest. It showed my grandmother as a young woman standing in front of a building called St. Agnes, cradling a newborn baby, a baby I had never known about. The bracelet and the tin carried 3 simple words: "Baby girl Merrick." Merrick was my grandmother's maiden name. The date stamped on it was 1958. My mother was born in